Hey guys, it's Natalie from natsnumbers, and today I'm going to be answering a numerology question from a viewer. So this question comes from Sam, and here's what he writes. Natalie, I'd like to know what you think of my plan to spend more time learning welding and metal fabrication at home. In upgrading to a place with the garage, I'd like to fulfill an ongoing desire to work with my hands. Is there any purpose in me returning to school regarding work along these lines? And then Sam goes on to say, I've lost focus with school in the past, and I really haven't had the greatest experiences working under supervisors thus far. For these reasons, I'd like to attract clients directly rather than working for a shop, but in my now waning endeavor as a PC repair guy, I didn't succeed at garnering a wide client base despite doing high-quality work. Okay, so Sam, first of all, congratulations, because you were in a 5 personal year in numerology, and a 5 personal year, the 5 is sort of written in 2 directions, right? The top of the 5 goes this way, the bottom of the 5 goes that way. So it's a metaphorical fork in the road. It's a time to reinvent yourself and to really ask yourself if you want to continue down the path that you've been going on for another 4 years, or if you really are ready to let go of the outmoded ways of doing, being, and thinking, and to embrace a new adventure in your life. Now, here's the thing. You are a 9 life path, which is the archetype of the humanitarian, the visionary, the wise old soul. And the first thing I really want you to understand is that 9s need to have life experience. You need to be able to meet people from all walks of life, to travel, to learn new things, to have mentors. You need to be able to really tap into the diversity of life. It's how you're fed. And so this segues into a really, really important component that I think anybody that are in their 20-somethings are experiencing. And it's that the 20s can be a really confusing and debilitating time if we haven't gone through a sort of rite of passage when we were in our teenage years. And most of us don't. So in the olden days, in tribal settings, a rite of passage was considered a significant and necessary element to keep the health of the tribe intact. So a boy would become a man when he would go out and become an independent and autonomous human being, surviving in the bush for 2 weeks on his own. You know, it was an opportunity to distinguish who you are separate from what other people want from you. And it's really important. But nowadays, the only rites of passage that we really have are like drugs, sex, and alcohol. In college really isn't a rite of passage anymore because we're asked to choose who we are before we know who we are. We're asked to make a decision and invest decades of our life in financial serfdom from student loans on a gamble, on a guess, So number 1, as a 9 life path, it's very, very important for you to be able to give yourself permission to have grand experiences, okay? Have grand experiences and connect with a wide variety of different walks of life and different types of trades. It's very important for you. There's some other really important things that are essential at being a 9 life path. So the first one is beauty. Beauty is very, very important to you. You want to make sure that you're adding to the beauty of life to counteract and balance out what you perceive to be the ugliness. So I have a lot of 9s in my life, Sam, and 9 life paths are dynamic people, but they can be very, very upset and angry people because a gift that you have is you have the ability to see the potential of what could be. So you have that vision. You can see that a person could be even more healthy, even more vibrant. You can see that a circumstance or situation could be a utopian version of itself. And it deeply upsets and disturbs you when those things don't meet your expectations. So for your own emotional health, it is vital, it is imperative for you to feel that you are contributing to the beauty of the world, that you are counteracting what you perceive to be the shortcomings of humanity. The second thing that's really important is giving out wisdom. You are a wise old soul, and looking at your lineage number, Sam, so your lineage number is your last name, so it's sort of the family environment and atmosphere that you grew up in, and your last name adds down to the number 4. And the 4 is being logical, being practical, being pragmatic, following the rules and being conventional. So I know that you were born into an environment where you are this deeply emotionally rich, borderline dramatic, creative person, and I'm wondering if your parents really knew what to do with you. So it's important that that wise old soul within you has a outlet. You know, it's really important that you are educating, comforting, protecting mankind, humankind, with the acquisition of wisdom and sharing that with others. Very, very important. The third thing that's very important is to be a part of a cause. And so this is sort of what you were talking about with you can't stand, well, you didn't say that, but that's my experience with nines, is that nines have a very difficult time following a leader. And it's not because you're inherently a type of leader that wants to just take control for the sake of power. That's the 8. The 9 is you want to be a leader. You naturally become a leader because you can see the holes. You can see what needs to be filled in. You have a vision for what could be, and you know how to garner resources to get there. So the problem with supervisors and managers and a boss is that if you feel that boss is not leading you to a place that is really helping the world and contributing to the planet, it deeply disturbs and upsets you. The last thing is creative and artistic expression, Sam. It's very, very important. And it doesn't need to be painting a picture. It could be something as simply as the creative expression of your words, using your own personal business as a way to express your deep well of emotion. The charge that you have of wanting to make the world a better place, okay? So, all of that said, I'm sure you're probably getting the picture. I absolutely support your desire to look into welding, to start to use your hands, to devote this new garage space as a place to start to take that deep, deep well of emotion that you've had ever since you were a little boy, and to start to channel it in a way where you're actually contributing to creating more beauty, more function, and more solidarity in the world as a whole, okay? So if you guys have any questions about being a 9 life path like Sam, or Sam, if you have any follow-up questions, please comment below. And if you want to ask a numerology question, feel free to go over to my Facebook fan page, Nat's Numbers, or to email me and make sure to include your question, your birth name, and your birth date. I hope you guys all have a great day ahead, and Sam, good luck in this new artistic endeavor.